What's going on, guys? Big Mac I-82 here. Today I'm just bringing you guys a little spectating cheaters video on Warzone. Right here, me and my partner we are gonna die to two cheaters that we ran into, and obviously at first we didn't think that they were cheating, but after a couple of red flags like the low levels and the body awareness and the body movement, you can kind of infer that they are cheating. And plus, I mean, some of the shots they'll hit and some of the it's just crazy. And obviously the ending is crazy as well. Like you guys will never like expect what the ending is gonna end up being, or how it's gonna end. But today I just kind of want to talk about Warzone, like overall, and the lifespan it's had for the past year and a half, and just the future of it too, with Call of Duty Vanguard being announced, and Activision and Sledgehammer and Raven promising all these things that Warzone has had a problem with since day one, like the anti-cheat, maybe a little bit of Ghost overhaul because Ghost is really OP, maybe a Dead Silence overhaul or something, because I don't think that uh when a BR is so dependent on your hearing, like whether you hear gunshots, you hear footsteps above you, behind you, below you, to the side of you, you need to hear them. And the fact that you take away one of those fundamental things about a BR with dead silence and with no counter to it. Obviously, recently they had high alert, kind of be able to hear footsteps, but even in Warzone, it's not like the footstep audio is great. You can barely hear anything as it is, so I doubt that the high alert counter to dead silence is really gonna work or anything. Or you can make it like Black Ops 4's Blackout, and I know everyone always hates on Blackout, but I think one of the positive things it did have is the footsteps. The footsteps are very loud. You can obviously hear them. You can hear your own. I kind of wish that you didn't hear your own, but just other people's footsteps. You knew that they were coming. You knew that they were going to be next to you, behind you, above you. And, there was a sense of direction whenever you would hear someone's footsteps. And there was a dead silence perk in that game, but it didn't make your footsteps completely quiet. It just made them harder to hear, which I think if they do anything with dead silence, it should be like that, where it shouldn't completely remove your footstep audio, but just lower it just a little bit, like or lower it a lot or something like that. Because in Blackout, you can still hear footsteps with dead silence. It was still noticeable, but you wouldn't be stomping on every single twig you find on the floor. It's more like you still hear the grass moving, but you're not hearing branches break. You're not hearing cement crack or something. It's noticeable, but not as noticeable. You have to really pay attention to what you're hearing. So even if they do something like that, that would be nice. And obviously Ghost. Ghost is the fact that you don't have to move for Ghost not to work is very stupid and very dumb. They fixed the Ghost issue in MP side things since Black Ops 2, I think, was Ghost like that, or maybe even BO3, where Ghost worked where you had to move for it to actually work. I think it was Black Ops 2 actually, now that I think about it. And the fact that they changed it for the Modern Warfare 2019 multiplayer is very dumb. That's why the MP for Modern Warfare was very bad, since Ghost worked just all the time. There was no, you didn't have to move, you didn't have to do anything. You can literally just sit in a building the entire game. And plus, since the mini map wasn't normal, the fact that you can shoot an unsilenced weapon in a building and still not get detected it was a very poor decision by Infinity Ward to revert Ghost back to the way it was when back in the old Call of Duties, and then also just change the mini map. And then the next big thing is obviously no anti-cheat. The fact that the hackers have been very prevalent. We ran into these two maybe I think a couple weeks ago, and I haven't touched Warzone since. But hackers have been a really big problem, and the main reason why Warzone has not been dying, but you see at least a lot of the big YouTubers and content creators and streamers move away from Warzone and into other games, like you can say Apex, like the Nick Merckx. Obviously he went from Warzone to being into Apex, him trying to grind into Predator, which is actually really cool to see. Um, and you saw maybe Tim the Tatman kind of leave for a couple days, but he came back because his passion and love for the game is there, and he wants to enjoy the game, and he still does. I mean, granted, there's a lot of good things that Warzone did, like the buyback system, and the Gulag system is a very good one too. Um, so there's a lot of good things that Warzone did that made the game popular, but there's a lot of things as well that are now creeping up, and they've been slowly creeping since day one, but they're really, really prevalent now, and that's why people are kind of moving away from the game. So, how would you fix this, or how will Vanguard fix the issues of Warzone? And obviously, Raven and Activision and Sledgehammer, they promised anti-cheat for Warzone once Vanguard comes out. People are even pissed at the fact that why can't they just release the anti-cheat now? Why do we have to wait another 2 months, another 3 months for Vanguard? And even then, you might have to wait a month or another 2 weeks so season 1 of Vanguard can release, and then that's when they'll implement maybe the new map, maybe the new anti-cheat system, all the new weapons. So it just depends how good the anti-cheat system is, because you look at a game like Valorant, and I just learned recently that the way that Valorant has its like cheat system in a way, or anti-cheat, is that they have access to your entire computer, and they can see if you're cheating or not, because obviously they have access to your entire computer, at least during that playtime, or even maybe a little bit, maybe all the time. They just have access to your computer, but obviously it's there, in case you have any weird applications open, like a cheating software open, and then they're like, okay, you can't play because we have access to your entire computer, and we see that you have this thing on, which is affecting your gameplay to be really perfect for some reason, and no one is perfect, so you're out of here. You're banned for your account, which is banned for life. And then, but other, I guess, anti-cheat systems, like I guess you would say like Battlefield or Apex, or like I don't know, I guess like these other anti-cheat systems is like, they're not as good as Valorant's, but they're not also as like invasive. I guess they only the only time that they have access to your computer, or the only sort of access they have is like, I guess, like just a little bit of access. They don't have they can't see your entire computer. They can only see let's say 10% of it or a quarter of it. As far as I understand and know, I think that's how anti-cheat systems work. And depending how good this anti-cheat system is, because there's still hackers in Battlefield and Apex. If you pay attention to Apex in the higher ranks, a lot of people say that there's hackers in the higher ranks now. Obviously, they're not going out and slaying everyone. They don't yes, they do have aimbot, or I guess aim magnetism, but it's not like a Warzone where you see right here, this dude is beaming from across the way. Apex cheaters, they are a little bit harder to catch, but they are also few and far between, in my opinion. I feel like I haven't seen Nick Merckx really run into many cheaters, on his streams. Or even it's Timmy when he did his big, 54-hour stream or something like that, from bronze to Predator. When he got to diamond or platinum, I didn't really see any cheaters. Well, obviously, I didn't see the whole stream, but I think he said there's maybe only a couple cheaters out of the 54 hours he played, and he probably got from bronze to platinum in 10 hours. So the rest of it was from platinum, diamond, masters, and Predator. So he had a lot of time to see cheaters, and he probably ran into a couple, but not a lot. But how is this new anti-cheat system for Warzone going to work? Is it going to be as good but also not as friendly as Riot's anti-cheat system. Not I mean, not everyone loves the anti-cheat system, or at least the way it is. But I mean, it's a really good anti-cheat system, and you rarely see cheaters in Valorant or in League, or in other Riot games, and I mean, and that just goes to show how really good, how good the anti-cheat system is for Valorant. Um, so are they gonna have a anti cheat system like that, or is it gonna be like Apex in the Battlefield games? Like, is it gonna be more laid back, where they'll catch cheaters, but not as much cheaters as Valorant? But it's a discussion to be had, how the anti cheat system is going to work. And obviously, with Vanguard, it being a World War II game, you are going to have World War II weapons. And the next big thing is like, okay, how are the weapons going to be balanced? How is the STG going to be against, the Krig? How is the Thompson or the MP40 going to be against the Mac 10 or the MP5? So, how would you balance the World War II weaponry against modern? And I feel like the way that they're gonna do it is that maybe like for the ARs in Vanguard, they're gonna have really high recoil, but they're gonna be very strong, very very strong. Same thing for the SMGs, maybe a low rate of fire but a high damage output. And I feel like that's the way they're gonna balance Warzone. But even then, like I feel like no one is really going to use like those weapons. I mean, yeah, you're gonna use them for the first week, maybe see how they're good. But then once JGOD or like the other big Warzone testers of the weapons and stuff, once they come out with the video and say like, oh, this weapon is, or these weapons are not as good as the Cold War weapons or the Modern Warfare weapons, then they're gonna just leave it at that. So I'm interested to know how they are going to balance out the Vanguard weapons with the Warzone weapons, with the Cold War weapons, with the Modern Warfare weapons, because like I said in my last video, Cold War, when they integrated everything because of the different engine, everything was just broken. DMR, M16, the AUG, the FFAR SMG, basically. Even now, granted, they're not broken, but like the Krig, the C58, they're dominant weapons in the game right now. And I don't really see an M4. I don't see a Grau anymore. I don't see a Kilo. It's mostly just the Krig and the C58. And obviously, you have the Kar 98 Sniper or the Swiss. So I really don't think that Vanguard is going to shake up the meta, nor do I think that every weapon's going to be broken like Cold War was. Right now, you guys are seeing that it's the end of the game, and the two cheaters are looking for the one person that they need to win the game. But if for any of you who played Warzone, you know what this last dude is doing. He's doing the stim glitch or the gas glitch or whatever. I really don't understand what he did, but I think it's the stim glitch. And obviously, that's another big thing for Warzone. It's just riddled with these broken bugs. Like it's ridiculous how many bugs are in this game, or was in this game. And I don't think the stim glitch is in the game anymore, but it was really bad during during the 2020 year. Like every other patch, it was like, oh, we took out the stim glitch and then the stim glitch came back in. Oh, we took out the stim glitch and then the stim glitch came back in. So it's just riddled with bugs. But hopefully when Vanguard comes out, they fix a lot of the bugs, or maybe no bugs are there because they had a lot of playtesting and they're like, okay, let's fix this right away instead of waiting 6 months to do anything, or waiting a month, waiting 2 months, waiting 3 months. So that's kind of like my discussion thing. And the last big thing And the main reason why I think a lot of people also feel fatigue of Warzone is the map. Now the map is not very good. The Warzone map that they have right now is just like, yeah, since day one, it was cool, it was fun, but after a couple months, it's like, okay, I need a new map. I need something that I can get my hands on, and I need a change of scenery. I need a change of color palette. I need to see rose skins. I'm not able to see rose skins in this dark ass corner. Like, I need to be able to see, or just in general, like, even like, not even rose skins, just in general, the visibility in Warzone is so bad. It's very hard to see people, and the main reason is because of the color palette that Infinity Ward decided to use for Modern Warfare. Like, for some reason the color palette, is very brown. Like, they have there's like a brown filter over it. There's like a brown and green filter over this game, and that's why it makes it so hard to see people and just like shoot people sometimes too, because you lose people in the darkness, or just in the sunlight, or it's just the way the color palette is of the game is like, it doesn't make the map fun. And everyone was excited when Cold War comes out, there's a new map. No, 3 months later, the 1 year anniversary, yeah, we got it, the nuke exploded, but then we went back in time, and still the same exact map with a couple, like maybe 2 new POIs or 3 new POIs, and that's it. And the color palette got worse. I feel like the color palette is more brown, more dark green. I can't see shit still. So I hope whatever they do for this Vanguard map, because of supposedly they're coming out with a new huge map, or just a new map in general, I hope that the color palette is bright, like, like, make it to where I'm able to see people in the dark. Make it to where I'm able just to not lose my target when I'm shooting it, when they move into a dark corner, when they move into the sweet spot of the sun, because the sun is glaring in my eyes and I need sunglasses for some reason. But that's all I have for today's video. Just a little Warzone discussion topic. I'm really passionate about this BR, and I just wanted to be good, because it is a lot of fun. And for the other BRs that have come out before it, I mean, yeah, I had fun with Fortnite and PUBG on Blackout, but I mean, this really is fun to play. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and comment. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.